All right, welcome back to the channel. So shocking. Shawn Porter thinks that Leo Santa Cruz has a chance to beat Gervonta Tank Davis in their upcoming pay-per-view fight. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. Gervonta Tank Davis, the WBA regular 135-pound champion, is set to fight Leo the Duckmaster Cruz, Leo Santa Cruz, Leo the Duckmaster Santa Cruz, in a fight that is going to be for both the 130 and 135-pound WBA belts. One is a real belt at 130 that Gervonta Tank Davis used to hold, and one is a secondary belt that don't nobody care about at 135. But strangely enough, there's also a 122-pound WBA belt that Leo Santa Cruz still holds. So oddly, if Gervonta Tank Davis beats Leo Santa Cruz will lose the 130-pound belt, which will go back to Gervonta Davis, the one he had, because that's the same belt Gervonta Davis already had. Gervonta Davis will remain the 135-pound champion, but at 126 pounds, Leo Santa Cruz will remain the 126-pound WBA champion. So never fret. The duck artist Leo Santa Cruz got a belt in waiting just to hold up in case he loses. But I digress. Leo Santa Cruz gets on my nerves, man. One of the biggest duckers in all of boxing. So for the fact that he's going to actually be able to keep his 126-pound belt for getting the brakes beaten off of him at 130 pounds, to me is like, man, par for the course. But Shawn Porter is asked about the fight. Now, Shawn Porter is the former IBF 147-pound champ, the former 147-pound WBC champion that just lost to Errol Spence Jr. And he was asked, what does he think about the fight? And he was like, man, when I thought about it, I was like, and his eyes, get kind of big. And he's like, when I first heard about this fight, I was like, this is a big fight for Gervonta Davis. Like, he had the same reaction that I had, which was, dude, Gervonta Davis is about to annihilate Leo Santa Cruz in a just nasty fashion. Like, I can't, in my mind's eye, I can't see it. I can't see, unless Gervonta Davis is severely weight drained. I don't see it happening, man. Just the styles of the fight, the way that Leo Santa Cruz is a come forward, very, in a volume puncher, versus Gervonta Davis, who is also a very aggressive fighter, but has terrific counter punching skills, is so much stronger, so much faster than Leo Santa Cruz. It's like, God, it seems like he's just, tell you the truth, when I heard it, I was like, Leo Santa Cruz is just getting fed to the wolves, like Abner Mares was going to get fed to the wolves. I owe an apology though to Abner Mares because I saw Abner Mares on Showtime commentating on the fight, and yeah, dude, he does have one eye that points this way and another eye that points that way. So my apologies to Abner Mares, man, for thinking Abner Mares just got some common sense and got out of that fight with Gervonta Davis. But that said, that's what Leo Santa Cruz fight seems to me. It's just Abner Mares for Gervonta Davis, but they're trying it with another fighter who actually has some belts, and Leo Santa Cruz is going to get mopped. But the question was raised about Gervonta Davis and the weight, because obviously, that's a situation where, if Gervonta Davis can't make the weight, that Gervonta Davis might be weight drained, or if he has a very difficult time making that weight, that, that could be something that could help Leo Santa Cruz win the fight. Shawn Porter pointed out that Leo Santa Cruz is a very experienced fighter. He's got a lot of experience. He's definitely a skilled fighter. He's a very skilled fighter. It's just that the way that he goes about fighting, dude, is like it could really work against guys that are a little bit smaller than him, guys that don't necessarily have a lot of punching power, and somebody that he can really overwhelm. You know, guys like Carl Frampton, guys like Abner Mares. That can work with those type of guys, but a guy like Gervonta Davis is like, it just seems all kind of wrong. But Shawn Porter was asked, he's like, would you say therefore that Leo Santa Cruz doesn't have a chance? He's like, oh no, I wouldn't say that. He has a chance. Everybody, he can beat him, right? He can beat him. Whether or not he's gonna beat him is another question. But his take is that Leo Santa Cruz can beat him, because in any boxing match, a lot of that stuff is mental and it depends on the day, right? If you get in there and that's not your day, then you could lose the fight. And I would say, yeah, I mean, clearly there's a possibility that Leo Santa Cruz could win the fight, right? Gervonta Davis could turn an ankle in the second round, right? He could pop an Achilles tendon or something. He could do what got Nonito Donaire multiple fights, right? What was that guy's name? Man, the UK little steroid-induced 118-pounder from the UK that lost his belt he lost his belt to Nonito Donaire when he threw his back out. And then he said, oh, my back is too bad. I can't come back to boxing. I have a suspicion what happened with that dude, though, is that dude popped. This is just my suspicion. I have a suspicion that dude popped dirty or something. Like that dude popped dirty and has a forced suspension on him that he's just not saying is a suspension. And eventually he'll try to come back, because that dude was clearly juiced up. But anyway, man, I digress. I always look for reasons to bring that particular circumstance up. Anyway, Nonito Donaire, lucked up. There was some accident that happened and the guy threw his back out. And all of a sudden, Nonito Donaire gets multiple fights, gets a shot at Monster Inoue, and now he's going to fight Obali. I don't want to mispronounce his first name. Right? Those type of things can happen. So could happen with Leo Santa Cruz. Also, maybe Leo Santa Cruz been watching Tyson Fury very carefully, and he figures, hey, I'll just put one glove halfway on. Right, I just put my glove halfway on and leave that jab out there. Keep Gervonta Davis thinking I'm hitting him with punches that ain't got my hand ain't in the glove. Who knows? Any type of craziness can happen, man. So it's a possibility that Leo Santa Cruz can get past him, just like Shawn Porter said. But the likelihood of that happening, but no, not a very high likelihood at all. And one thing that the interviewer got wrong, you should go check it out on Fight Hype. It's a good interview, and I really am appreciating I'm appreciating Fight Hype, man. They put in a lot of good work. I'm not sure how, what their contractual relationships are with the guys that are doing all the filming, right? Whether they pay them something for filming in the gym and then sending them to them so they can upload it. I don't know what they do, but they get a lot of good interviews, and this was definitely a good interview. But nah, man, this is, as much as I want to try to sell Gervonta Davis versus Leo Santa Cruz, this could very well be one of the worst massacres, that we've seen in boxing in a while, man. It could just be a terrible, terrible massacre, because I'm not buying the weight thing is possible, but I'm not buying it. And the reason why I'm not buying that Gervonta Davis can't make that weight is because Gervonta Davis fought at that weight the fight before last. He had problems making 135. Like, he didn't make 135 against Yuriorkis Gamboa on the first weigh, but he made it on the second one. So he didn't miss it, right? So I think people are assuming because you can't make 130, because you had a harder time making 135, that it won't be possible for him to make 130. But what it could be is that that Gervonta Davis just assumed that it would be easier to make 135 than it would have been, and he just kind of was like, okay, I got an extra 5 pounds for this fight, and he just gauged it wrong, because clearly Gervonta Davis is he's a little short dude, but he's a very thick guy. So 135, if he's walking around considerably heavier than 135, so he still has to come down to 135. He might have just underestimated the effort or the time or got the timing off, right? But since he made 130 just one fight before, I have a suspicion that he can still make it. Shawn Porter's caveat aside, I'm looking forward to Leo Santa Cruz just getting absolutely mopped, man. I see Gervonta Davis coming in on weight. Maybe it'll take him maybe he'll have to go back to maybe a half an ounce over or something like that, where he might have to go back and redo the weigh in. I could see that drama taking place. But anyway it cuts, you're going to see Gervonta Davis in the ring with Leo Santa Cruz. And more than likely, you're going to see Leo Santa Cruz get absolutely demolished. And there ain't no other way to sell that one. Anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know yours. And with that, I'm out. Peace.